The Philippines, a land of breathtaking beauty and unparalleled biodiversity. This archipelago of over 7,000 islands is home to some of the most unique and endangered species on the planet. Join us as we explore extraordinary endemic flora and fauna that define the wild heart of this nation. Deep in the heart of the Philippine forest, among the ancient giant trees and lush greenery, lives one of the rarest animals in the world, a creature so closely linked to national identity and pride that it's become an inseparable symbol of the entire Philippines. It is the Philippine eagle. Its scientific name is Phyticophaga jeffrey, also known as a monkey-eating eagle or great Philippine eagle, is critically endangered species of eagle endemic to the forests of the Philippines. It is one of the largest eagles in the world, with a wingspan of up to 2.5 meters and a weight of up to 8 kilograms. Its sheer size and striking appearance, featuring brown and white plumage, a shaggy crest, and piercing blue-gray eyes, have earned the title of the national bird of the Philippines. The Philippine eagle inhabits mountainous rainforest, primarily on the islands of Luzon, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao, with the majority of the population found in Mindanao. It prefers the teprocarp forest, which are characterized by large, resinous timber trees. These eagles are apex predators, meaning they have no natural predators other than humans. Their diet consists of a variety of arboreal mammals, including monkeys, lemurs, civets, and flying squirrels, as well as bats, rodents, snakes, and other birds. They are monogamous and form pair bonds for life unless one of the pair dies. They build large stick nests high in the crown of tall trees, often on platforms of ferns and orchids. The female lays one large white egg every other year, which is incubated for about 2 months by both parents. The hatching is dependent on its parents for food and protection for the first 7 to 8 weeks of life until it fledges. Fledglings remain with their parents for up to 5 to 6 months before becoming independent. Both sexes reach sexual maturity by age 7, although female may mature as early as age 4. Philippine eagles can live for up to 60 years in the wild. According to International Union for Conservation of Nature, the Philippine eagle is classified as critically endangered by the estimated population of mature birds in the wild is between 180 and 500. The primary threats to the species are habitat loss due to deforestation, declining prey populations, hunting, trapping, environmental degradation, and bioaccumulation of pesticides.
Next is the tamarau. According to Zoological Society of London 2024, the tamarau bubalus mendorensis, also known as the Mindoro dwarf buffalo, is a critically endangered species found only on Mindoro Island in the Philippines. The country's only native wild buffalo, the tamarau, play a crucial role in the island's ecosystem. Physically, it is smaller than other buffalo species, standing just over a meter tall at the shoulder, which has earned it the nickname dwarf buffalo. The tamarau has a robust build, a dark brown to grayish coat, and distinctive V-shaped horns that point backward. These animals are typically solitary and feed on grasses and other vegetation. In the early 90s, Tamaraws were abundant across Mindoro Island. However, their numbers have drastically declined over the past century due to habitat loss, hunting, and disease. As of 2024, the population is estimated to be between 500 and 600 individuals. The primary threats to their survival include habitat destruction from agricultural expansion and deforestation, hunting for meat and trophies, and diseases transmitted from domestic livestock. Another major factor contributing to the Tamaraw's decline is hunting and pro-aking. Historically, the indigenous Mangyan people of Mindoro hunted the Tamaraw for subsistence. But the demand for its meat and horns in black markets has further endangered the species. Although the Philippines government has enacted strict laws to protect the tamaraw, such as the 1936 Commonwealth Act No. 73, which prohibits its hunting, illegal pro-aking persists due to the weak law enforcement in remote areas. The tamaraw's limited population and restricted movement in confined territories make it an easy target for hunters. This continued exploitation, combined with the other threats, has left the species on the brink of extinction. The tamaraw is not only an ecological treasure but also a cultural symbol for the Philippines. Continued commitment to conservation efforts, including habitat protection, anti-pro-aking measures, disease management, and community engagement, is essential to ensure the survival of this unique species for future generations.
Place Negros Occidental, where the Negros beating heart or the Kalimcolomba caye, a rare and critically endangered species of ground-dwelling pigeon endemic to the island of Negros and Panay in the Philippines, is an extraordinary bird named for the striking crimson patch in its chest that resembles a bleeding wound, a feature that has not only made it one of the most visually distinct and captivating species of its kind, but has also contributed to its unfortunate plight, as its rarity and unique appearance have made it a target for hunting and illegal wildlife trade, further intensifying the threats it faces in the wild, where its populations has already been driven to the brink of extinction due to rampant deforestation, habitat destruction, and expansion of agricultural land, which have resulted in a near total loss. Who recognize the importance of preserving not just a single species but the entire ecosystem upon which countless forms of life depend. For the survival of the Negros bleeding heart is intricately linked to the health of forests and its inhabitants, and without urgent measures to curb deforestation, enforce stricter wildlife protection laws, and promote sustainable land use practices, the remaining populations of this elusive bird will continue to dwindle until they are lost forever. A tragedy that would serve as yet another stark reminder of humanity's impact on the natural world. Yet, despite the bleak reality of its situation, there remains a glimmer of hope as a conservation programs led by the dedicated scientists, local advocates, and international organizations strive to turn the tide by rehabilitating degraded forest areas. We're introducing
Padala ng 6 na pares ng Negros bleeding heart sa Singapore ang Pilipinas para muling maparami.
COVID time yun, and we thought may sapat
Recognizing that the true conservation success can only be achieved through a combination of scientific research, policy reform, and grassroots participation among future generations, with education playing a vital role in fostering a sense of responsibility among future generations, inspiring them to value and protect their nation's natural heritage. And while the road to recovery is long and fraught with challenges, history has shown that species on the brink can be saved through determined and coordinated action and efficient resources, public support, and political will can be mobilized. The Negros bleeding heart may yet have a chance to recover, serving as a powerful symbol of resilience, hope, and the enduring possibility of coexistence between humans and the rich biodiversity that shares our planet.
We're diving into the wild world of the Nepenthes antiboroughi, also known as a giant pitcher plant. It plants that eat meat. So, this plant is named after the legend himself, Sir David Attenborough. If you love nature documentaries, you've probably heard his voice at least once in your life. This plant was actually discovered not too long ago and was named in his honor because of his incredible work sharing the beauty of the natural world. Now, what does it look like? The pitchers, those cup-like drops, can hold up to 1.5 liters of digestive fluid. They're usually a rich reddish or purplish color, with ribbed edges and a wide mouth that's slippery enough to make bugs, and even small animals fall right in. These traps grow at the end of long, leafy tendrils, and they're not just for show. They are functional death traps, nature's engineering at its finest. Now let's talk about where it lives. You're not gonna find this plant just anywhere. It's endemic to the Philippines, meaning it only grows in one place, and that's Mount Victoria in Palawan. Super remote, super mystery, high up in the mountains at around 1,500 to 1,700 meters. The soil there is rocky, acidic, and poor in nutrients. So the plant had to come up with another way to eat, and that's where the whole carnivorous thing comes in. When it's come to feeding, it's a passive hunter. It lures in insects, sometimes even frogs or small rodents, with sweet-smelling nectar and vibrant colors. Once the prey slips inside the pitcher, it can get back out. It ends up drowning in digestive enzymes, and the plant slowly absorbs all the nutrients. Kinda brutal but also really fascinating. This plant doesn't move around and it's totally a loner. It grows alone and does its own thing. It doesn't have a day or night cycle for feeding either. The trap's always open, ready for business 24/7. Its best survival tools, that slippery rim, sweet nectar, and those enzymes at the bottom of the trap, perfectly adapted to thrive where most plants can't. And here's the bittersweet part. Nepenthes antiboroughi is also endangered. Its habitat is super limited, and threats like illegal plant collecting and land disturbance are putting it at risk. So yeah, it's beautiful and deadly, but also vulnerable. That's why protecting its environment is so important. Nepenthes attenboroughi isn't just a weird carnivorous plant. It's a stunning example of how life evolves in amazing, unexpected ways. It's rare, powerful, and totally unique to the Philippines, a true natural nature. Nepenthes attenboroughi reproduces sexually, meaning it has distinct male and female plants, a condition called dioecy. These plants produce flowers, which then develop into seeds. The seeds are dispersed by the wind and can take weeks to months to germinate. Once the seeds germinate, the plant moves through several growth stages, which is the seedling stage, the juvenile stage, and the mature stage. At first, the plant forms small leaves and its first tiny pitcher. Then, juvenile stage, over several years, the plant's leaves and pitchers grow larger, although the growth is slow. And the last stage is the mature stage. Once mature, the plant produces large, functional pitchers and flowers, allowing it to reproduce. Interestingly, Nepenthes attenboroughi can live for several decades if its environment remains undisturbed, which is quite impressive for a plant species. Now, let's look at the role of this plant in its ecosystem. While Nepenthes attenboroughi isn't a predator in the traditional sense, it's a carnivorous plant. The plant traps and digests insects, small invertebrates, and sometimes even small vertebrates, like rodents. It uses its large pitchers to capture its prey. The plant helps control insect populations, and surprisingly, it also provides shelter to some organisms like mosquito larvae and small frogs that live inside its pitchers. So it's not just a predator but also a small ecosystem unto itself.
So what are the conservation status and threats of this species? Unfortunately, Nepenthes attenboroughi is currently classified as critically endangered according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature or the IUCN. Its survival is threatened by several factors like the habitat destruction, the climate change, and the poaching or illegal collection. Fortunately, there are efforts in place to protect Nepenthes attenboroughi. Its habitat in Mount Victoria is being preserved, and awareness campaigns are being conducted to prevent illegal collection. Additionally, the plant is being cultivated in botanical gardens to support conservation efforts. So, Nepenthes attenboroughi is a remarkable and rare plant that plays a vital role in its ecosystem.
Deep within the lush rainforest of the Philippines are rare and captivating plant shrubs in the triple shade of towering trees. This is Alocasia sinuata, a botanical marvel that has fascinated plant enthusiasts and scientists alike. More than just a striking ornamental plant, it holds ecological significance, possesses unique adaptations, and has a story rooted in both survival and conservation. Belonging to the Eraceae family, Alocasia sinuata is a herbaceous rhizomaceous perennial known for its compact size and volatile, deeply veined leaves. This adaptation helps it efficiently absorb light in the dense understory of rainforest where sunlight is limited. Its large leaves regulate moisture by trapping humidity, creating a microenvironment that supports smaller organisms. Additionally, its root system helps prevent soil erosion, keeping the forest. However, due to deforestation and illegal collection, Alocasia sinuata was once classified as critically endangered. Fortunately, through sustainable cultivation methods, its population has been revived, making it a successful story in plant conservation. Alocasia sinuata contains calcium oxalate crystals, making it toxic if indigested. These needle-like compounds serve as a natural defense mechanism against herbivores, preventing it from being eaten in the wild. Though toxic, some plants in the Alocasia family have been traditionally used in herbal medicine after careful processing. While there is no recorded medical use of scientific to Alocasia sinuata, related species have been studied for their potential anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. Future research may yet uncover hidden benefits within this rare plant. A symbol of nature's resilience and beauty, Alocasia sinuata is more than just a decorative plant. It is a living testament to the importance of conservation and sustainable cultivation.
The last of Flora that is endemic is Hopia malibato. This is a medium-sized tree native in the Philippines, characterized by its smooth bark and lanceolate falsate leaves, typically measuring 5 to 9 cm in length and 1.5 to 4 cm in width. This species, belonging to Dipterocarp family, exhibits notable variability in tree size, leaf morphology, and flower characteristics. Distinguishing features include its dryobalanoid and equal base and ovate lanceolate leaves with approximately 11 pairs of slender but elevate nerves, an evident and elevated midrib above, the absence of floral stylopodium, and small fruit with mostly glabrous parts. It can be differentiated from related Hopia species like Hopia vesci and Hopia dryobalanoids by differences in fruit size and sepal length, as well as leaf midrib and petiole characteristics. According to International Union for Conservation of Nature, Hopia malibato is listed as a vulnerable species facing a high risk of extinction in the wild. This Hopia malibato is a significant Philippine endemic tree with valuable timber and medicinal properties. Its vulnerable status underscores the need for conservation efforts to ensure its survival and the preservation of its ecological and economic contribution. We conclude that the Philippine eagle, Tamaraw, Negros bleeding heart, Nepenthes atenburughi, Alocasia sinetua, and Hopia malibato are extraordinary species that call this archipelago a home. But their survival is in our hands. Through conservation, awareness, and collective action, we can ensure that these endemic wonders continue to thrive in this wild.